Hello everyone. In tonight's video I'm going to show you how to tie this fly, and it's rather simple fly. It may look complicated, but it's simple. So it's a parachute fly with a peacock body, peacock for thorax, forked tail, and rather nice hackle, I'd say. So first things first, let's change the vise. Let's change the hook and put the bare hook inside. So I got a chance to try the new vise. It's not mine, it's from my friends. It's a nice one, but this is just the second fly I'm tying on this vise. So yeah, let's try. Just let me move a little bit the light. So I'm gonna start with size 16 hook in the vise, and it's the MCO 900 BL. Nice strong hook, black. I'm using 30 denier GSP thread purely because it's thin and because it can lay flat. Another thing is it's strong, so it's a benefit here. Immediately I'm gonna tie in some tails that we are going to fork. I'm gonna choose exactly 3 barbs from the Coq de Lion feather. I align the tips and then place those barbs exactly on the top of the hook shank, more or less the length of the hook. So that's the length of the tails. You can counter spin your bobbin from time to time and allow your thread to lay flat, and that's how you will how you'll split your tails easier. Now the next step I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some black thread or whatever, and it's maybe 15-20 centimeters long, whatever you're comfortable with. Place it around the hook bend and then lift those tails a little bit. Try to split them apart so you will know which one goes where, and then just with the thread pull and split, fork, whatever you want to call it. It's important that this thread is on the top of the hook. Let me check everything now. Okay, let me see. Okay, this should be it. Yeah, it's not very well centered. The tail is near it's curved. So let me just choose my scissors, take my scissors and cut the excess here, like so. Now the next step we're going to do is to take the peacock feather from the eye, and what I want to choose is this blue part from the right side of the feather. Well, right side if you look from behind, like the bird's right side, that would be correct. So take just one barb, cut the tip of the barb as well because it's fragile, and then with the bare side of the barb facing down or facing you, just catch it with a thread cup 2 times, let's say, and then pull, and that should remove those barbules at least a little bit. Okay, let me twist my thread now. So I'll apply a little bit more pressure hopefully on this one. Okay, this should be okay. Now I'll catch the barb. You can catch it on the far side, that's okay, because it's even better if you can catch it on the far side, but my habit is to catch it on the top or on the near side of me. Don't secure it all the way to the tails, because if you do, you will displace the tails. Now with your flat thread, as you can see, it's laying flat on the hook. Go on and stop your thread where you want your parachute post to rise up, and that's right about here. Now if I had taken those wraps near the tail, my first wrap of the barb, peacock barb, would be exactly over the tails, which is not preferable here, but this way it's exactly near the tails. Now make those wraps rather tight or open, whatever you prefer. I like to make them more or less medium spaced, like so. And as you reach the tie off point, be careful about the peacock barb, because it's getting more and more fragile as you reach the tip. Now I'm gonna catch it, 2 wraps, and then a couple of wraps in front just to lock everything here, and then I'll push my scissors there. Now for the parachute post, I'm gonna use par post wing, and it's 1/3 of a bunch. It's not the whole clump that you cut from the back. And I will go, well, I'll need a little bit less here. This is how I measure it. Like, I put it around the hook and I just see if it looks well or not. I don't count. Okay, now I'll go back a couple of turns, and the most important part is go around. Now after a couple of wraps around, I pull the opposite ways parachute post and the thread, so I tighten everything down. And you can do this as well. Well, with light just above my head is not that easy, but with no pressure at all, go a couple of turns and then pull opposite ways again, and then go a couple of turns. Oops, okay, then pressure, and then I'll go downwards. Here I'm gonna create a little bit of head. I'll color it with marker, and I'll color my thread with marker, because I don't need yellow thread now. Now the hackle I'm using is gray dung color, or whatever you call it. I colored it myself a long time ago, and I just wanted to get some grayish color, and you will see soon how it looks like. Just let me remove barbs from the rachis. As you can see, it's not symmetrically removed. There are more barbs removed from the, if you turn the shiny side towards away from you, it's on the right side, because when I begin my wraps, it's gonna be it's gonna lay that side first on the parachute post. Now I want my bare stem, bare rachis to extend the parachute post, well, the secured parachute post. So oops, I pulled it a little bit more than I wanted. Okay, I'll cinch it down, and then keeping the shiny side of the feather towards you, I'll just work my way up the parachute post, which is again very important. We want to make this post rigid, and because I notice that my post is a little bit short, I'll just reinforce it a little bit more upwards. And you can maybe notice that from time to time I apply a little bit of pressure, because the pressure is what gives this parachute post the structure, that strength to hold everything well. And you will see when we start wrapping the hackle how it works. Now, before I wrap hackle, I want to wrap my thorax, and it's black peacock dubbing. The less you put at once, the tighter noodle will be, and the tighter noodle means it's more secure between thread and the hook, because the greater the pressure is that the thread creates on the dubbing. If it makes sense, I hope it does. So I'll just go forward and then behind, up, behind, front, behind, front a couple of times, and then I'll check if everything is okay. If it is, I'll just finish off there. So this is it. I'll finish with the thread behind the parachute post, and what I like to do is I like to flip this around. Let me just check what you can see. Okay. Now, the reason why you can see it in the bottom, on the bottom of your screen. The reason why I removed the barbs from the stem, from the quill. The reason why I removed barbs from the rachis is because the first strap is important to be with the bare stem, because those barbs will lay flat, as you can see, and each wrap has to go below the previous wrap. Some people like to remove one side of the feather. I don't like to do that. This is fishing fly, this is not fly for the show. And let me just check if everything is okay. Looks fine. Now I'm gonna spin my thread to make it more round and to apply a little bit more pressure on the rachis over here. And then with serrated blade of my scissors, I'm gonna cut through the rachis like so. Now this next part is very important to make good parachute posts. It's very simple once you get to know how to do it. So you can do it with your fingers first, like direct those barbs upwards, remove them, like move them away from your to-be knot. So go with your whip finish knot around and under all those barbs, and that's it. That's the whole trick here. Just go under them, so when you cinch the knot down, the knot will push them up, and this particular position is going to allow your fly to sit more deep in the water film, which is preferable because those flies that sit lower in the water are actually usually catching more fish. Now, twist parachute post, cut everything at once, and that's it. Finished fly. I have to say that forking tails is not necessary thing for the fly, for this fly, for the parachute fly, but for some maybe CDC fly it could add some buoyancy, because it makes some surface tension at the rear part of the hook, which is not supported by hackle as it's here. So for the conventional flies with for example just CDC for wings or hackle for the legs, the front part of the hook is supported by the hackle or something buoyant, while the rear part is not. It's usually supported by a couple of barbs, but they're together. This way is more balanced. It's going to be more stable on the water. I hope it makes sense to you. I hope you like this video. I don't know what to say about the vise. It's just the second fly I tied here, and it's a little bit in my way. I think I need some time to get used to it, but I'll stick to my Renzetti. So guys, yes, this is it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe, and see you next time.